guys, welcome back to Patrona Mujer. I'll be sharing with you a tutorial how to make this shirt, and you can find this pattern on the magazine Patrones Infantiles number 70. Having said that, let's get started. We'll take pen and paper to write down the materials. Once we have the pattern dressing from the magazine, we cut along the side line that we make. These are finished patterns, which means they have 1 centimeter seams, hems, and come with notches and green lines. Let's check the pieces. These are the pieces from the back. We overlock the sides. These are the pieces from the front. We overlock the sides. These are the sleeve. We overlock the sides. These are the pieces from the buttonhole. We press in half. We press the centimeter inside and we fuse them. These are the pieces from the sleeve. These are the cuff. We press in half. We press the centimeter inside and we fuse it. These are the pieces from the collar. We fuse one of them and those are the pieces. So we're going to start with this sleeve. We cut the pocket and we're going to take the piece. We face the right of the piece with the back of the fabric and we place on the pocket. Then we're going to fold the centimeters inside and we're going to pass a stitch. We fold in half the sleeve and we're going to close on the sides. We're going to start with the pocket. We fold in half and we fold again and we're going to pass a stitch on it. We're going to face the right of the piece with the back of the sleeve and sew them along of the piece. Then cut a little bit there in the corner. You have to be careful to not pass the stitch. Fold the piece and place the centimeter inside of the piece and pass a stitch along of the piece. Finish passing the stitch on the piece. Then match the pocket and hold the pocket by passing a stitch on it. We're going to fold from the knot to the notch and pass a stitch for hold it. Fold in half the sleeve, face the right and sew them. Now pass a stitch from the knot to the notch and then pull the thread from the spool for get a little bit together. We continue with the cuff of the sleeve. We are going to fold in half, face the right, and we're going to close on the sides. Now we're going to place the cuff around on the sleeve. So you have to face the right of the cuff with the back of the sleeve and pin it all around of the cuff. This is the cuff. We fold in half and we sew them on the sides. Sew the other side and at the end cut the corners. Pull the corners and then we have to press with the iron. Place the cuff. You have to face the right of the cuff with the back of the sleeve and sew them all around. Cut the excess of the fabric along of the cuff. Fold the cuff and the centimeter inside and pass a stitch all around of the cuff. We're going to place the buttonhole on the front. We cut the pocket on the piece of the front. We're going to take the piece of the buttonhole, face the right of the piece with the back of the front piece, and we're going to sew them along of the pieces. Fold in half the buttonhole, and you have to face the right, and we're going to close on the bottom of the buttonhole. Place the piece, face the right of the piece with the back of the shirt, and sew them along of the piece. Also with the other part of the t-shirt, we place the piece and we sew them along of the piece. Cut the corners until the notch. You have to be careful to not pass the stitch. Now we fold the centimeter inside of the piece and we pass a stitch on it. Cut the excess of the fabric along of the piece. Fold in half the bottom tape, pass a stitch on the bottom, then cut the corner and turn the piece. Fold the centimeter inside of the buttonhole and pass a stitch along of the piece. Pass a stitch around of the piece. Match the bottom tape and pass a stitch on it for all the pieces. We continue with the back piece. We fold from the notch to the notch and we're going to pass a stitch for all the folds. Then we're going to place the other piece of the back. We face the right and we're going to sew them along of the pieces. Face the right of the front and back and we're going to close on the shoulders and then the sides. Fold from the notch to the notch and pass a stitch on it. Face the rights of the pieces and sew them along of the pieces. Then we have to overlock the seams. Now, open the seams and pass a stitch on the edge. Face the rights and sew them on the shoulders. Now place the piece on top of the collar and make a mark because we need to know where is going the stitch. Face the rights and sew them around of the mark. Cut the excess of the fabric along on the collar, the corners, and turn the collar. Then press with the iron. Now pass a stitch around on the collar. Take the pattern of the base of the collar and make a mark where is going the stitch. Facing up the piece, place on top the other piece of the collar, pin it along, match the notches, and then place on top the other piece. Face the rights. We're going to face the rights and pass a stitch around. Cut the excess of the fabric. Then place the collar around of the neckline, match the center back, and pin it all around. Then we're going to fold the centimeter inside and we're going to close the collar. Face the rights of the pieces, and we're going to close on the sides. This is the collar. We face the rights and we sew them all around of the neckline. Cut the excess of the fabric along of the collar. Snip the curves of the neckline. We fold a centimeter inside of the collar and we pass a stitch. We start from the center back and go all around of the base. And finish at the center back. Place the rights and sew them on the side. We overlock all around of the hem, then we press with the iron, and now we're going to pass a stitch all around. Place the sleeve, match the shoulder and around of the armhole. You have to match the notches and the side. Fold the hem and pass a stitch all around of the shirt. We continue with the sleeve. We start from the side and sew them all around of the armhole. Then we have to overlock the seams. And we have finished our shirt, we place the buttons on the buttonhole, we made the buttonhole, and also on the cuff. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more tutorials. You can find this pattern on the magazine Patrones Infantiles number 17, and the links are below. We'll see you in another video very soon. Bye!